Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Very important topic which we have studied also earlier, students. But we are talking very important and interesting thing. You have heard about equilibrium, yes or no, students? Tell me what is equilibrium, students. What is equilibrium? We have heard about it. You have used it in chemistry.
Yes, sir.
Equilibrium.
When the rate of the forward and the reverse reactions are equal.
We have studied equilibrium, student. In chemistry, different type of equilibriums we have studied. You have examples of physical equilibrium, student. What is the physical equilibrium? Where did you observe it, student? What is physical equilibrium? You have said there is an equilibrium, student. There is a forward reaction. There is a backward reaction. What type of reactions? Physical means there will be only physical changes involved in that. So,
yes,
for example, if you dissolve dissolution of sugar in water, what happens, students? Dissolution of sugar in water, student. What happens? The sugar molecules, they go in the water, they are dissolving, and you are forming a solution. What happens? There is a maximum amount of the sugar which will dissolve. After that, what happens? There is a sugar, solid, water, and sugar in the solution form, liquid form. And then equilibrium is established, student, and no more change in concentration of sugar or the sugar. Is it right?
yes, sir.
Okay. You have seen chemical equilibrium, student? Where did you study the chemical equilibrium? Can you give any?
Also the chemical reactions.
So there are two types of chemical reactions, student. Those which proceed only in one direction, and those which are reversible. Irreversible, they cannot be reversed, student. Spontaneous changes. Then you are talking of reversible reaction, student. If you have a nitrogen gas, student, you react this with the hydrogen gas, student, it forms ammonia. And you say that what happens after some time, the ammonia is formed and the products can give back the reactants. Equilibrium is established. At equilibrium, what happens, student? The concentrations of the reactants and products become constant.
Constant.
So we defined an equilibrium constant, student. How was the equilibrium constant defined, student? Law of mass action. What was that? So we defined the equilibrium concentration Kc value, student. What the Kc value reflected? The extent of the reaction in the forward direction, student. We studied all this, the chemical equilibrium, and we also studied, student. Why did we study all this? Why did we study all this? What was the purpose of studying? The reaction proceeds and chemical equilibrium is established. There is a forward reaction, there is a backward reaction. What do you think? Why we are studying all this? What was the reason, student? Because in industry, student, when we manufacture ammonia, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, or so important things when we manufacture, student, substances, then there are conditions to obtain the maximum yield. Conditions, student. Their conditions are very important. Every reaction has a condition, student. So we have to get maximum amounts and the rates of the reaction. Also, we have to see that how fast, how slow the reaction is, students. It is a expenditure for preparation of any compound. And the compounds are very important to us in industries, in fertilizers, so many places, students. And we have defined the last, student, which said that we can get more and more yield by using which last, student, we studied the chemical equilibrium. Whatever you study, law of mass action, then you studied, student, Le-Chatelier effect. Studied the Le-Chatelier principle, student?
Yes, sir.
Very important. There will be question based on that, students. That If I have to get more and more yield, then we know what is the effect of temperature, what is the effect of concentration, what is the effect of pressure on the reaction which we do, students. And you know, but the Kc depends on students. The equilibrium constant depends on temperature, student. All these things are important. Our topic today is an ionic equilibrium, student, in solution. Ionic equilibrium solution is very important. That in solution you are forming some ions, student. There are ion, student, and what happens? There could be equilibrium between the ions, student. And different, the equilibrium involving ions, student, is called ionic equilibrium. Interesting thing how it came into all this. In ionic equilibrium, ionic substances. What are ionic substances, students?
Those which dissociate into ions.
Can dissociate and produce ions, student. Produce ions. For example, if you say NaCl, student, NaCl solid, if I put in water, what happens, student? It dissociates.
Yes, sir.
It dissociates into ions, student. Ions. How will you say that it has dissociated into ions? How will you know, student, that you are having some substance, student? You put it in water and you said, oh, it is producing ions. Can we do an experiment to show that ions are produced? What do you think? Can it be known, student? How will you do it? What will you do, student? Everything requires thinking, student. Think and answer the question. You are saying ions will be produced. So the man who was studying all this, I will tell you how everything happened. Just like this, student, if I have water and here I have water, student. Here I am adding, student, urea. Here I am adding NaCl. How will you know which is producing ions, student, which is not producing ions? Every time we say something, we have to perform an experiment, student. Experiment. What experiment I can do, student? What is the simplest possible experiment, student, when we do, if you are saying ions are there?
Passing of electricity.
If you have got ion, students, they are charged particles, student. They are charged particles. So charged particles conduct electricity. What will happen? If I put a circuit, student, put a battery, and you put an electric bulb, student, what will happen, student? Out of the two, which will conduct electricity?
NaCl.
Conduct electricity. This will conduct. So this is how the things began, student, and the experiments were done by Faraday, actually. Very important point to note, student. Faraday's laws of electricity. You studied in physics also. He talks a lot of that. He was studying, student, and he found that there are certain substances, students, which are conducting electricity, and there are certain substances which do not conduct electricity. And he talked of, students, what he talked of, student, substances which conduct electricity are known as electrolytes. This came the definition of electrolytes. Those which can conduct electricity, that means those substances which can produce, student, ions in the solution. NaCl, KCl, even acids, bases, student, you put them in water, they are electrolytes. And then there are those which do not, non-electrolytes. Okay? This is how the things begin, student. Put sugar in water, student. This is example of non-electrolytes. And here you have ions in the solution. Whenever you have charged particles, they can move the current will be there. You will be able to get electricity and you can use it to light up electric bulb. Now there are two types of substances we said, electrolytes and non-electrolytes. Terms are given by Faraday. He was classifying all that. And then students, electrolytes are of two types. What are the two types? Strong electrolytes, student, and
Weak electrolyte.
weak electrolyte. Can you tell me, student, what is the difference between the two?
So strong electrolytes are those which can completely dissociate into ions, or they can be completely ionized.
In water, student? In water. And they are only
Partially electrolyzed.
And for example, what happens, student, if I take NaCl, we are saying it is strong, it is completely ionized, student, in water. If I added, student, 1 mole of this, it is what I say 100. If there is a 100% ionization, means what? 100 out of 100 dissociate, students. See that? And weak are those students which are partially maybe less than 5% are ionized student, 5 out of 100. So what we say, student, for example, acetic acid, its ionization is less than 5%, is a weak electrolyte. So when I will talk an equilibrium, student, where the equilibrium will be there, student? This is completely ionized, so what equilibrium? Nothing, everything is dissociated. Is it? What happens for the weak electrolyte, student? There will be
Ionic equilibrium.
There will be unionized and ionized student particles. Molecules will be there. So we will get an equilibrium, student. So this type of equilibrium which will be there between weak electrolytes is what we call as ionic equilibrium, students. Ionic equilibrium is there. So if you have acetic acid, students, and what you are saying, there will be dissociation, but dissociation is not complete, student. And therefore, what we see, student, forward as well as backward reaction, there is some equilibrium. Some equilibrium is existing, student, existing. So there is defined what we call as a degree of ionization. What I say? Degree of ionization, which they talk of alpha, student. If complete ionization means what? 100% ionized. 100 ions out of 100. Number of ions. And what is the number of the molecules which I took, student? 100 out of 100. So what will be the value? 1. Alpha is 1. If I am saying 5% ionized, student, 5 molecules out of 100.
100.
What is the value?
0.05%.
So alpha is 0.05. So usually weak electrolytes will have less than 5% ionization. And you will see nothing is 100% ionized, otherwise it is only a condition which we will assume, student, for strong electrolytes, there is always some alpha degree of dissociation, degree of ionization. And when we will discuss, student, acids, bases, and salt, students, are they electrolytes or non-electrolyte, students?
Electrolytes.
These are electrolytes, students. They will produce, they will get ionized in water, you are saying. So you will have ions, students, and there will be weak acids and strong acids. Examples, can you give me example of a strong acid, students?
H2SO4.
How many? And weak acids, you know,
Acetic acid.
any other weak acid, student?
Formic acid.
Those are organic acids, what we said. And you will have weak bases, student. What is the weak basis and strong basis, student? Strong basis.
NaOH. KOH.
Ammonia.
NaHCO3.
What are salts, students? Acids plus
Plus base.
they form salts. Salts, and you know the salts you are using in your everyday life also, student. They are also are ionized in water. Why are they ionized in water, students? What happens when you put NaCl in water, student?
It will dissociate into ions, Na plus and Cl minus.
How it exists, student? These are existing, student. These are hydrated ions, student. Hydrated ions. Why will it dissolve in water, student? Why will it dissolve in water? What is happening, student? Water, what type of solvent is water, student?
Polar solvent.
It is a polar and protic solvent. It has a and it has a what they call as a high dielectric constant, student. What do you mean by high dielectric constant, student? We use as a good solvent every time, student. It has sufficient energy to break them into ions, student. That's what we're trying to say, because there is a attractive force existing between the oppositely charged ions. So there should be energy should be supplied, student, in order to break those electrostatic forces between the charges, student. And that electrostatic force between two charges is inversely proportional to dielectric constant of the medium. Electrostatic force. Electrostatic forces between charges inversely proportional dielectric constant, student, of the solvent. So they are able to do that. And once they are separated, student, they will get hydrated. They exist as hydrated ions. You know about it, student, and you are aware of lattice enthalpy and hydration enthalpy, students. And you are also aware of hydration enthalpy, student. The larger this value, student, more heat will be evolved, than it can dissociate, student. dissociate them into those ion, students. So students, we can compare the strengths of different acid, students, strong and weak, how much they will dissociate, strong and weak, strong and weak. I have a strong and weak acid, students. Their ionization will be different, student. This is less than 5%, and you are saying they are almost completely ionized. Almost 100%, you are saying. So students, we are experiencing ionization, and this is how, student, the concept of acids and bases. You know, acid, bases and salts we use, student, and inside your stomach also, students. Which acid is produced, student, in the stomach? In your stomach, student, for the digestion of food, which acid is produced? That is present in gastric juice, student. Significant amount,
HCl.
1.2 to 1.5 liter per day. Can't believe it. See how much is that liter? 1.2 to 1.5 liter per day. And essential for digestive process. Essential for digestive process. How much, you see that how much health is becoming important, and a lot of information about health is now available due to the corona pandemic, students. A lot of people are watching what is oxygen, what are lungs, students, how it is coming, how it is going, and a lot of use of breathing and other type of things. So health has become an important point. People are trying their hard to survive the corona crisis, student, which is spreading at a very fast rate in our country. You are seeing, watching the news. So the fundamental right of health has become an important issue in this century. Unexpected, unwarranted, and unbelievable things, students, and people have started educating themselves how to take steam, how to breathe, how to get oxygen, student, with the shortage of everything. And everything is chemistry, I'm telling you. All treatments will be the consequence of the chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. How much vaccination, all these chemical, students, how they will be able to block the corona. What they call as antibodies will be created. And so students, the after we understand that electrolytes, non-electrolytes, and now we can think of some experiments to show which is electrolyzed, which is not electrolyzed, student. The concept of acid basis was given by Arrhenius concept, student. Arrhenius concept of acids and bases. That was the simplest and the first was given, student. Can you tell me what Arrhenius said, student?
He classified acids as those substances which can give H plus ions in water, and bases which can give OH minus ions in water.
So just now we see the Faraday's experiments on electrolytes, and that is how the theory was developing during that period of time, students, that acids are electrolytes. they will produce student ions. And what ions they will produce, student? So you are saying acids are substances that dissociate in water with H plus and OH minus. What is happening, student? You know what is H plus, student? H plus is simply a proton,
Yes, sir.
and you know where proton cannot exist. Cannot exist, student. Why? The size will
Un
be very, very small, student.
unstable.
Very small size, student. How much is that? So this is very small, about 10 minus 15 radius, student. 10 minus 15 meter radius. So you can see that. So there will be intense electric field. If it is produced in water, and will we immediately start getting hydrated, student. H3O plus, student. This is what we see in the book, but it doesn't stop at that point, student. There will be more water molecules, student. So you will get, if I add this, what will get? H5O2 plus. If I add another water molecules, what will you get? Still it is having intense charge, student. H7O3, student, plus. And experimentally what they find, another H2O, what will happen? H9O4 plus, students. You can see that how much hydration is taking place. So students, these water molecule H plus is not existing, anything like this, even not existing, even H3O plus, what we showed every time. It is further getting hydrated, student. The water molecules are getting attached to it. You can see 9, H9, student. So what happens? The ionization acid can be represented by, in aqueous medium, we are representing like this. This is a normal way of how we represent these reactions. Water, acid, any substance which can give H plus in water is acid according to ion. But this concept is very limited. This concept is very limited. This is clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. See what I'm trying to say. Hydrogen ion by itself is a bare proton. Here is a question for the paper. We give that important point. Intense electric field is there, binds itself with water molecules at one of the two available lone pairs on it, giving H3O plus. The species has been detected in many compounds like this, in solid state only. In aqueous, the hydronium ion is further hydrated to give species like this. Similarly, OH minus ion. This will not live like this, student. And this will also combine with H2O, student. If it combines with H2O, what will you get, student? Different species, H3, H3 and O2, H3O2 minus. Further, H2O, student. How many? 3 plus 2, 5. O2 minus. And further, they have gone up to H7O3 minus. So this is how this species, student, H plus and OH minus. They are hydrated, student, in water, students. See, this is of your H2O, this is lone pair of electron and H plus. These are coming from other water, student. H3O is formed, then how H3O is combining with other water molecules. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the species which they find is like this. H9O4 plus. This is a hydrated H plus students. In one of the question they have given you, the H plus exists as H3O plus H4 HN4. You can see that this is the final state. How many water molecules? Normally, what we know is only H3O plus. This you are aware because you are reading all this time in the book. But
Yes,
you
sir.
may not have guessed something like H9O4 plus students. So when they put question, 4 choices, students. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So student, since the first theory was limited and there are substances that do not have H plus or they cannot give H plus student. So how do we define acids and bases? The theory was further improved, student, by giving another definition, which is more important. This is the most important definition. We use a lot. Organic chemistry, everywhere. What are that? Bronsted and Lowry acid base theory is very important, student. That will be used with the concept of conjugate acid base. So acid is that capable of donating H ions and bases are substances capable of accepting H plus. Interesting. This is important. Very important. Questions will be there in every exam based on the students, those who are going for competitions. So students, but anything which can donate a proton. Every time we don't have water as a medium, students, and anything which can accept a proton, acid base theory. These are proton donors. Acids are proton donors and bases are proton acceptors.
Acceptors.
So interesting thing is that you will find certain substances which can behave both as acids and bases. What do you call them as? Substances which can act as acid as well as base. What do we call them in chemistry, students?
Amphoteric substances.
Amphoteric questions are very important and asked repeatedly, students. Interesting thing about the water, student. Here we have shown a reaction. This is my water liquid. This is ammonia aqueous, student. And what is happening here, student? Water gives its proton, student, to ammonia. And what you get? Ammonium ion. NH3 student is getting a proton. It is forming. You know about this, student. If I see this as this looks like this to me. Okay? This proton is given by water. This is ammonium ion. So proton acceptor. And what is the proton acceptor? Base. And this is called conjugate acid. Conjugate acid, base conjugate acid. And one which has donated the protons. This is giving the proton. What will happen? If this proton leaves, student, you will get OH minus and H plus, student. Of course, these are aqueous solutions, so I can put it aqueous. So this is acid. This is called
Conjugate base.
conjugate base, student. So the concept of acid and conjugate base was given by Bronsted and Lowry. Important point here. This is a base and conjugate base. Base, conjugate base, student. Questions are going to be on that. Acid, base, base. Acid and conjugate. So acid and conjugate base. And what is happening? You can see now we are showing ionic equilibrium. This is equilibrium, student.
Ionic equilibrium.
Because this acid can react with the conjugate base to form back, student. Once you get a conjugate base, it is a base. Base, what is the definition of a base, student? Which can accept a
Hydrogen ion.
proton. So it can accept a H plus ion. So this means reverse and forward and backward reaction is continuing going on, student, whenever such equilibrium will be established. What happened if I add HCl aqueous in water? The position is reversed, student. Now water is acting as a base. Water is accepting a proton. The base will have a conjugate acid. Therefore, base, what it does, base, student? It takes a proton, what it will form? What is this? This is the base. And what will be this? Conjugate acid.
Acid.
Acid. And if you have an acid, student, what it will form, student?
Conjugate base.
So this is acid, this is conjugate base, student. Therefore, student, stronger the acid, weaker the
Conjugate base.
देखो, reasoning and assertive questions are created like this. Reasoning and assertive questions too. Assertion will be there, reason will be there, so they can use anything like this. Strong acid, acid is stronger, weaker conjugate base. Acid is stronger, is a stronger conjugate base. So they can give statements, assertion and reasoning, anything. So stronger base, weaker the conjugate acid, and reverse is also possible. Weak, this will be strong. So whenever acid base reaction will take place, this is important, because otherwise the reaction goes back, reverse reaction takes place, students. For example, questions are coming. What will be the conjugate basis for the following Bronsted acid, student? You have 1 minute to answer.
For HF, conjugate base will be F minus.
So you will subtract minus H plus. This is
For H2SO4,
conjugate base. H2SO4
SO4, it will be HSO4 minus.
minus H plus. What? Conjugate base to it. HCO3 minus students.
It will be minus H plus. So CO3, 2 minus.
Conjugate base. We are not hurrying up anything. We must learn everything. That is my point. If we spend more time, concentrate, focus, questions will be based on these students. From this, they will create questions. And there will be some trick. I mean, those who are not paying much attention, they will be tricked. That's the only thing they can do, nothing else. Basic concept should be clear. That is the point. Another question is coming. Write the conjugate acids for the following Bronsted bases. Every word should be read while question papers are coming in the exam. Conjugate acid for the following Bronsted bases.
For NH2 minus, it will be plus H plus. So NH3.
This is base, student, and H3 is conjugate acid.
Acid.
What is the next one? NH3, student.
It will be NH4 plus. NH4 plus.
This is our conjugate acid, student. HCO minus, student.
It will be HCOOH.
Yes.
COOH.
This is my base, student.
And the conjugate acid.
Or you see, all these things will be used somewhere. In organic reactions also we will use that, nucleophiles, bases, everything. Those who people, students who make and understand everything, everything will help somewhere. All the chemistry is connected. We don't understand these things, and then we are coming to mechanism of the reaction. The students are at a loss. What is nucleophile? What is conjugate acid? What is all this is going to be used, student. The Bronsted theory is very important in comparison of acid and base strengths of acids and bases of organic compounds. Questions will be there, and answers will be based on that. This is our base. This is my conjugate acid. Conjugate acid. Unless I think I cannot answer a question, that's my point. And I just don't hurry up the things. I will be at loss. The species, students, H2O, SCO3, HSO4 can act as Bronsted acids and bases, student. Give the corresponding conjugate acid and conjugate base, students. You have 1 minute to answer questions, students. H2O, if it is an acid, student, ठीक है? Bronsted acid also. Bronsted acid. What acid will do, student?
Its conjugate base will then become OH minus.
Minus H plus.
OH minus.
This is conjugate base. If I'm saying H2O is a Bronsted base, student.
So its conjugate acid will be H3O plus.
Plus H plus.
H3O plus.
Okay. That is the conjugate base, student. Next question. That is the conjugate acid. Huh? Okay. HCO3, student. If I say it is an acid,
So its conjugate base will be CO3 2 minus.
conjugate base. If I say HCO3 is a base, student,
So its conjugate acid will be H2CO3.
plus H plus,
H2CO3.
conjugate acid. Okay, what is the next, student?
HSO4 minus.
HSO4 minus. If it is an acid, what will it do, student?
Its conjugate base will be SO4 2 minus.
Conjugate base. And if HSO4 minus is a base, student,
Then its conjugate acid will be H2SO4.
conjugate acid.
And
Now ammonia, if it is an acid, student,
then its conjugate base will be NH2 minus.
this was given in the paper, student wrote a wrong answer. There was confusion in this. If it is a base, student,
Then its conjugate acid will be NH4 plus.
What it proves, student, that this concept is very important. It is widened the definition of acid or base. You have seen species can act as acids or bases depending on the type of the reactions or substances. Different substances, you can see different species, they can act both as acids as well as bases. So we'll have to determine their, if for weak acid, we will further go into finding their this ionization constants of the acids. So what we talked of the acid base pair, conjugate acid base pair, student. Conjugate acid base pair. This idea, this theory is important because given by Bronsted, student. And we know if acid is strong, conjugate base is weak. Acid is weak, conjugate base is strong. Conjugate base is strong, student. So this concept is very, very important concept. Very, very important concept. Further, the problem came when they came to know, student. They said there are certain acids which do not have H plus, student. For example, BCl3, VF3, VeCl2. What they found, student? They were behaving like acids, but there was no H plus in them. Therefore, student, there was need for some another type of definition also. And in 19 and 23, student, Lewis came forward with another definition, student, which is based on, what is that? Lewis acids and bases. It is based on, student, electron pair. Electron pair, student. Acid is that which can accept electron pair. Base is that which can donate an electron pair. So this concept was proposed by Lewis, student. And you know the simplest example which they give. Now, therefore, for this, the Lewis electron dot structures are very important. You know how to write Lewis electron dot structure, students. Why write H student? You know. Now I started writing like this. I started writing like this, students. So electron pairs wherever we see, student, and which can accept the electron pair, student. If I write something like, for example, what is happening here? This has got only 6 electrons, student. So is a electron deficient. Boron is electron deficient, student. It needs a pair of electrons, therefore it may accept it. All these things are becoming important, student. See how much concepts is widened. Therefore, example, you can see that BF3 or BCl3, student, this is electron deficient. There are 6 electrons in the valence shell. It's one pair of electrons. And we show it like this. That what is happening? We have student, and there is a, this is your ammonia, student. It has a lone pair of electron. It can donate to boron 5, 1s2, 2p1. How do you write 2s2 p? See, this is your boron. So there is one lone pair of electron can be accepted by the boron, student. Excited state of boron. So electron deficient species, you can see, student, they can accept. These are called adducts. Electron deficient species AlCl3, CO3, Mg2 can act as Lewis acid. while species like NH3OH minus can donate a pair of electron, can act as. So we have Lewis acid student. There is a complete list student and Lewis bases. This is also used a lot student. You know, ligands and all that we studied in coordination compound students. They are electron donors. They can donate electron donors. They can donate pair of electron, and they are pair of electron acceptors student. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then for example, student, he asks these questions to you. Classify the following substances, student, into Lewis acids and Lewis bases. Show how these act as Lewis acids and bases, students. You have Lewis acids, you have Lewis students, which can act as Lewis acid, Lewis bases, student.
OH minus will be Lewis base.
OH 1, 2, 3. This is OH.
Then F minus will be all 1, 2, 4. It will also be a Lewis base. Then H plus will be Lewis acid.
There is no electron here.
Yes, sir.
You know, it doesn't exist as such, but as per
And
the
BCl3 is Lewis acid.
BCl3 student. Boron, how many electrons are there here? 2, 4, 6. So it is electron deficient. So they can accept student one pair of electrons. It can also accept electron pair. Therefore, students, this is the first part of the ionic equilibrium, acid, bases, and different type of acids and bases. Then we will meet you in our next class, because you see, basically we have to understand each and everything in a simple and clear language. And different questions can be put in many ways to the students nowadays, in the form of paragraphs they are giving, in the form of MCQ question they are giving student reason, assertion, reason, and anything. If we understand, we can do it. If we don't understand, we cannot answer. All right, then we see you in the next class.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.